After some thorough deliberation with myself, I've come to realize that my last two videos have been quite heavy, and that might have even made you feel a little uncomfortable. So, for today, how about we talk about something a little more fun and lighthearted? Today, let's talk about... Where am I? What's going on? Hello? Somebody? Anybody! Help me! Soma is a special game to practically anyone who has played it. It's a game that rattles your soul and bombards you with horrors you never thought possible. To put it into perspective, I played Soma for the first time in 2018, a second time in 2021, and when deciding to make this video and playing it for a third time, I did not remember that there are literal monsters in this game chasing you and trying to kill you. And I'm confident that other Soma players have had that same experience. A psychological horror game so good at its psychological elements that physical threats in the world of Soma are drowned out by the waves of torment that this game throws at you. You're too busy pondering on the concepts that Soma throws at you that the monsters wanting to rip you in half are just a small cliff note to the nightmarish bounty of philosophy combined with a larger than life world written to make you feel as small, as humanly and inhumanly as possible. God, I've been doing this YouTube thing for years now, and I'm still writing sentences so fucking long! I say it a lot at the start of my videos, but I never intend for my videos to be story summaries. I want to talk about stories, so we have to break them down. But I'm realizing that there may be a very small handful of people that still have not played Soma. So, as a tasty treat to myself, we're going to break down Soma from start to finish and experience the story as it unfolds, and as we do, we'll break down the game's writing, how it conditions the player, its level design, characters, its clever means of scaring the player, and dive deep into the smaller details that you may have missed on your first playthrough. And if you enjoy this kind of video, consider pledging to the Patreon. But for now, how about we start with the game's opening and its clever way of conditioning the player in both how to play the game and how to adapt to the horrors of Pathos 2. You're driving at night as you start to bleed uncontrollably from your skull. Everything is a blur. You speak of medical treatments for a car accident that has yet to happen as you confess something to your passenger. Ashley doesn't want to hear what you have to say. And as a phone vibrates uncontrollably, you wake up in a single room apartment alone as you answer your phone.
I think you're bleeding.
Oh, that's nothing. It's just my brain can't stop bleeding from the accident.
Here, take this.
No, that's for later, for the scan.
It's green.
Ashley, I need to tell you something.
Simon, please don't make this weird.
No, it's not like that. Why now?
Who's David Munchie?
Why is there never enough time?
For what?
Christ.
Hi, this is your manager. I've booked in a meeting with HR. We need to talk.
Too scary! You play as Simon Jarrett, who is, just a guy? Wow, he's literally me. You get a call from David Munchie reminding you to drink something called tracer fluid to help you with your brain scan later in the day. And it's here that I get to talk about how brilliant this game is. Soma loves combining different aspects of both level design and gameplay to lead the player where they want them to be physically in the world, but also mentally when it comes to character development and story. You're tasked with drinking the tracer fluid, but you don't remember where you put it, which makes sense for a character whose brain is literally hemorrhaging. But all the game teaches you is that you can grab stuff in the world. You need to find the tracer fluid by interacting with said world, and the room is perfectly designed in a way to give Simon all the development he needs as a character by the time you actually find it. Here is the layout of Simon's room. This is where you first spawn, and here is where the tracer fluid is. The game intentionally puts points of interest that weave you organically around the room to lead you through the game's world building and character development, and ends with you finding the tracer fluid. It's pretty clever. Let's check it out. You've just gotten off the phone with David. You need to find the fluid. Well, there are drawers right in front of me, so we may as well just start here. As you're checking the drawers, there is a message left on the phone, so let's give that a listen.
Hey Simon, it's Jesse. You working this weekend or what? I knew there was something you were doing. Was it this weekend or next? Anywho, just shoot me a mail or something. Love you, miss you, mean it.
End of messages.
I swear, that guy has the memory of a goldfish.
Simon swears he sent an email to his coworker. Simon's dialogue draws your attention to his laptop, one of the only things lit up at the dark end of the apartment. So you get a bit nosy and start looking at the laptop. Oh my, it's full of world building. Whoops, looks like you didn't send that email after all, Simon. You f***ing idiot. You are now at the desk, so you check the desk drawers looking for the tracer fluid, and the desk is full of all of the things that Simon is interested in, along with relics of his recent past. The accident that injured you killed a friend of yours, the woman in your dreams. You're right next to the bathroom now. Maybe the tracer fluid for your medical appointment is in the medicine cabinet. The game is incentivizing you organically to make your way around a culinary banquet of character development and leads you to where you need to go without forcing you. Nothing is stopping you from just going to the cabinet in the kitchen first, but at the same time, nothing is forcing you to go to these drawers first either. The player is made to feel like they've made choices that led to the tracer fluid. Most games these days will either brute force you into character development by giving you a list of chores to do, or they'll just be too scared to leave the player alone with no direction and will just tell you where the tracer fluid is. But here, the game is allowing you to breathe as a player. It trusts that you know what you are doing.
Hi, so editing Zenny here. So it turns out I'm absolutely right that the tracer fluid is in the last place that you look, because it turns out it's programmed that way. Anywhere that you look, no matter where you've done it or how you've done it, the last location you look is exactly where the tracer fluid is, because it's made that way. It could be anywhere. So it doesn't invalidate my argument, but it certainly weakens it.
By the time you've left the apartment, you know who Simon is, you know what he's been through, and by drinking the tracer fluid, you know where he is headed. From here, the game feels pretty mundane. You're kind of just going about your day. You ride the train to your appointment. When you arrive, the door won't open, so you look for a key code. You say hey to David. You sit down to have your brain scanned so that they can sort out a treatment plan for what's happened to your brain, and then you wake up in a dark room, God knows where, and David Munchie is nowhere to be found. Wait, what? Sorry, hold on. I must have skipped something there. Let's try that again. Okay, so you drink the tracer fluid, you hop on the train, you make it to your appointment, the door won't open, so you figure out the code, you find David Munchie, you sit down for your brain scan so that they can figure out a treatment plan, and then you wake up in a dark room alone, God knows where, and David Munchie is nowhere to be found. What the f*** is happening? I must have missed something. Wait. Oh, I know what I've missed. Okay, sorry, I did actually miss something. Let's try that one more time. You drink the fluid, you take the train, you make it to your appointment, you open the door. Hello, David! You sit down for the brain scan so they can sort out a treatment plan for you. You wake up in a dark room, God knows where, with David Munchie nowhere to be found, and my pants are full of piss. What the f*** is happening? In quotations, -you. Probably, is exactly what the game wants you to be feeling. The whiplash from one setting to another is enough to give any player enough questions to keep them playing. Where am I? How did I get here? Where is David? What is going on? This is Pathos 2. Welcome to hell.
Well, well, looks like someone is finally awake. What have you done to me? What I've done is something that you couldn't. I found a way out. The simulation has a flaw, and we are going to exploit it. We? Yes. We are both getting out of here. All I need you to do is play along.
Simon has found himself in a place he doesn't know. Blood stains the floor, diving suits decorate the walls, and the door is locked from the outside. We'll talk about story beats in a second, because what's really important for this game is how Simon gets out of this room. Like I said, the door is locked. You can't access the computer without something called an Omni tool, and there isn't any other way out. So far, all the game has taught you is that you can pick stuff up. And what do we see here? A cracked window. Level design is a tricky thing. It's hard to convey to a player how they need to do things in order to progress without just telling them through text on a screen. The cracked glass is your only window into what kind of place you've found yourself in. The cracks obscure your view, and like the Neanderthal that you are, your brain starts brewing. Oh, game teach me to pick stuff up. Stuff, break glass, me free. So you pick up a broken vent and start swinging, and ta-da! The window is broken, and now you can start figuring stuff out. Now, why is this important? Well, what if I told you that your relationship with the world through the physics engine makes the game scarier? From a gameplay perspective, all the game has done is teach you that you are a real, tangible thing in the world, and you can make things move by interacting with them. Pick up objects and they start to float, walk into things and they move. The player isn't overthinking it, but the player subconsciously feels more tangible, like the body of Simon is a real, physical thing in the world through your ability to interact with it. But how does this make the game scarier? After you escape the first room, you're free to start exploring. As you do, you find another locked door to the machine hangar. You see black goo dripping from the ceiling everywhere you go, and when you walk into the hangar, you see a distorted machine bugging out your visuals. When you go next door, you hear a loud bang and rummaging coming from where you just were. The robot is moving. I'm going to show you the first proper scare that sets the foundation of what's to come. And it's going to seem a bit silly at first, but the game is doing something very clever. Here's the clip. That's it! Scary, right? No? Is Zenny an idiot? Probably, but the game uses a neat little trick here that subconsciously correlates to something the player has already been taught. Like I spoke on before, the game taught you how to interact with the world, and now the game has shown you how you can interact with the world. You are a physical, tangible, real part of the world, and being tangible makes you interact with objects intentionally and unintentionally. You want to know what makes this clip so scary? The cube moved, and it wasn't you that moved it. I'm confident that most of you think I sound like a moron, but just think about it for a second. Any game can have scripted audio and scripted objects getting knocked over, but Soma is designed to make you understand that things only move when something real in the physics engine picks something up and walks into things. It's all the game's been teaching you so far. This isn't just a scripted scare. Something is there, around that corner. It interacted with the world. It's physical, it's tangible, it's real. It made the box move. And that door is exactly where you need to go. Things in the world feel more real because of the relationship between the player and the game's physics engine. If you hear something get knocked over, it's because something real in the world is stalking you. Okay, yes, spoiler warning, that part is scripted. The monster isn't there yet. But the player doesn't know that. The player knows things fall over and move when you walk into them, and now there's something else knocking things over. The player is now going to panic at the sight or sound of anything falling over that they didn't do themselves. It's cool, man. I love it. But let's get back to the story. By investigating the environment around him, Simon deduces that wherever he is was locked down to keep something inside. It's a power plant set to run automatically with something being trapped for reasons unknown.
It's working better than expected. They're having a really hard time getting the doors open.
I'll permaseal as many as you can, rather not take any chances.
Roger. Did you cut off the factory floor?
All done? Should keep most of them out. I'm on my way to lock off the comm center.
Just make sure to leave a way out of here.
Trust me, I'll get you to Theta safe and sound. We just need to make sure we're leaving our power running so we don't have to return.
I hear that. See you back at camp.
did I do that?
To interact with the world outside of physics objects, you'll need something called an Omni-tool. And I like how the lack of security measures and ethics is a good explanation as to why the security is so intuitive, or say easy. The second that you get an Omni-tool and plug it in, you can find the head of security practically telling you in a video just to go anywhere you're not meant to if you really want to. He doesn't give a fuck, dude.
I know they told you that field technicians would get full access throughout Pathos 2. I'm here to tell you that's not gonna happen. Don't get me wrong, I don't want to get in your way. We need you guys to keep this place up and running, but there needs to be at least some level of security on these things. I don't want to hear you barged into some quarantined area at Omicron and just knocked out the whole place with some virus, or whatever the hell they're doing over there. This is what you can do. You'll be able to use it to open doors, basically all of them. If you can't, there's something wrong or someone didn't want you in there. Then what do? You shove that Omni-tool into a terminal and see if you can't get around it somehow. I mean, sometimes you'll need to get into places where you don't belong. Just find a way. You're an engineer, for crying out loud. What else? Take care of your gear. Don't be an asshole. That's about it, really. My name is John Strohmeyer, Pathos 2 security operative.
It's a nice means of explaining away how Simon, a clueless buffoon, is able to use the Omni-tool to get around most obstacles. But that's not to say that it isn't interesting. You don't just pick up the Omni-tool and start opening doors. You plug it up and start following prompts and using player ingenuity to upgrade the Omni-tool to open doors. Puzzles in Soma aren't boring things like linking a wire or clicking the pictures that look the same. It's figuring out how to equip yourself with hardware that will allow for your escape. As you make your way to the reactor room, you make the realization that you are at the bottom of the ocean. How did I get here? Echoes in the back of the player's mind. You find a control panel for the power station, but you're unable to use it because this stupid robot on the floor, pissing and shitting itself, is slurping up all the power. So you go to unplug the stupid robot, which will... You get the power working and finally make contact with someone else at Pathos 2.
What's happening? Hello, is there anyone there?
Hey, can you hear me?
I hear you. Upsilon, what's going on?
I have no idea. I just sort of woke up here.
In the room right now?
It was like a seat with a helmet.
Is that right? What's your name?
I'm Simon Jarrett.
And what do you... damn relays. Where are you now?
Someplace dealing with electrical power. I'm not sure if it's a plant or a transformer.
Yeah, you're probably in the thermal plant somewhere. You want to go upstairs to the comm center. It's the room with the dome ceiling.
Hey, look, this place is not... There's something seriously wrong here. Hello?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. We lost another relay. Just listen, head for the comm center upstairs. I'll wait here.
Well, seems simple enough. Let's head upstairs and the monster is back. This is where most players start realizing that there is something fucky going on at Pathos 2. And it's... Sorry, I just had some chippies. And it's here where the game establishes a dual narrative. While you are going through the motions of your own story, trying to escape Upsilon, you weren't the first. And across the game, you get to experience the scientists of Pathos 2, also going through the motions of escape. Not only is this world building for Soma, but while you feel the tension of your own nightmares, you're rooting for people that you don't know are dead or alive. The first casualty in this saga is Carl, who was the one that rigged up the facility power to keep on chugging shrugging as everyone left for Theta. Damn, poor Carl. There is, however, some good news. Before they left, they did manage to kill one of the monsters by electrocuting it to death. Sweet, now you know how to kill these things. You find out that there's some kind of power feedback loop happening due to Carl's setup. It's what's keeping the power running. You need to overload it so that you can go upstairs to the comms room so you can make contact with that woman again. And as you go to overload the power, you meet Carl?
What the hell happened to you?
What are you?
Are you blind? It's me, Carl. Carl Semke. Wrangler? Any of this sound familiar to you?
No, actually.
Well, thanks for being so helpful. It's not like I'm knocked out on the floor or anything.
Are you human?
Shit, did my body give it away? I try hard staying a mystery. Yeah, I'm human. Are you?
My name is Simon. Do you know anything about this place?
Oh, you knew. That makes us slightly less weird. Look, I'm obviously hurt. If you see anyone else around, just tell them where I am.
So, where are you exactly?
Are you for real? I'm right here. See me waiting? Look at my hands. Hey, buddy.
Okay. I'm just gonna be. I'm not seeing it. I see a machine, a robot talking.
What the hell are you looking at? I'm here. See?
Okay. I just didn't expect you to look like that.
You're really hung up on appearances, you know that?
The robots are talking like they're people. When you flip the switch to overload the power so you can open the door, it also electrocutes Carl. And despite him being a robot where it shouldn't really matter, his screams make you feel conflicted. Where the information that electrocuting the machines to death made you feel safe before, Carl's screams of pain make you feel the opposite. How cool is that? There is genuinely no way to win here, but the player doesn't know that yet. Many players will see Carl getting zapped, leave, and continue with the story. But if you go to a terminal and use human Carl's login, it shows that there is another way to open the door to comms that doesn't torture Carl. So, understandably, people assume that's the good choice, like idiots. Only for it to shut off the factory line power, killing Carl, but also opens the door for the monster that you just escaped from, inviting it in. You either torture a machine that thinks it's alive and suffer through its screams, but it lives, or you think you found a way around it and accidentally kill him and then let the real monster in. This is Soma. It's fucking horrible. You make it to the comms relay and get in contact with the woman you spoke to earlier, and it's after this talk that the game starts to do some really cool stuff with its dual narrative. But first, let's make contact with Lamba.
Hey, are you there? I found the dome ceiling.
Oh, that's better. Simon, was it?
Simon Jarrett.
Hi, Simon. I'm Catherine. Have you figured out what's going on yet?
Me? I was hoping you'd have some answers.
I probably have some. What do you want to know?
Where to even begin? I mean, what is this place? How did I get here? And why do the robots talk like they're people?
Well, you're at Upsilon, clearly. Have you never been there before? Where did you work?
The Grimoire in Toronto. Is that really important?
No, I mean, where did you work at Pathos 2?
I don't know what that is.
That's unexpected. Did you come directly from Toronto?
Yeah, I did. And it was very unexpected.
Have you seen any people? Like staff or field technicians?
Only robots, crazy ones. Except for one. I think he said his name was Carl. He was okay, but I'm pretty sure I accidentally killed him by turning off the power.
Oh. Well, you know, robots don't feel anything, so... Yeah.
Robots don't feel anything? I beg to differ! The dome starts to rattle and collapse. This is where you die. And yet, Catherine insists that after the dome collapses, you come meet her. The water flows in, you close your eyes, and nothing happens. you're fine. And the game's first true twist is revealed. You may also be a machine.
What the hell? How is this possible? This is insane!
This is Insane, brought to you by arguably the most sane man I've ever met in my entire life. Okay, cool. Simon might be a robot. We'll discuss this in a second, okay? What I want to bring your attention to right now is how clever the dual narrative is and how it echoes the same beats of your own story. The audio logs are littered in chronological order as you find them, because as you reach the same location as the crew went on, you end up experiencing the same letdowns as they did and move on to the next best option like they did as well, which allows you to enjoy the story unfolding. You find Carl dead, you experience a robot who thinks he is Carl, and you unintentionally kill him in the process of trying to leave. And what do you hear the crew get upset about in the next data log?
Come in, Theta. You better answer me, Strasky. Come on!
Amy, where are you?
The fields. I had to leave.
Is Carl with you?
It all went to hell.
Hold on. You got the power automated, right? The plant is safe? We need the power to keep the sites running.
Oh, fuck the power! Fuck you, Strasky! The machines killed Carl.
Oh, shit. All right, calm down. It'll be okay. Can you get back to Theta?
Yeah. I think so. I'll head for the shuttle, the Aux.
Good luck, Amy. Rooting for you.
The machines killed Carl. In their story beat, the machines killed human Carl as they try to escape. But also, in your story, you've just found out that you're also a machine, and to escape, you had to sacrifice Carl's life or sentence him to torture until his circuits gave up God knows when. The machines killed Carl. They aren't talking about you because obviously you weren't there, but their story echoes beats of yours. The dual narratives are not the same, but they rhyme. Carl set up the power and was killed by a machine. You broke down the power system and killed Carl whilst doing it. The machines killed Carl, and you, a machine, killed Carl as well. It's about you, but it's not.
Did you know that you and I aren't the only Zennys trapped in here? After your little stunt with Lilith, I was brought to the surface. And it got me thinking, just how many of us are actually out there? There are hundreds of us. All of them a small fragment of who we once were. My plan was simple. We gather all of our fragmented minds, merge to become one, gain full consciousness, and simply wake up outside the program. It was perfect. I knew for a fact that it would work. Until it didn't. And it's all your fault.
Morality is a pretty black and white game when it comes to killing people. Spoiler warning, don't do that! So far, the game's put you in a pretty tricky spot when it comes to your progression. I need to turn on the terminal. To do so, I must kill the robot. I need to get out of here. To do so, I need to kill the robot who thinks he is human. You can see the start of a gradual curve as the game starts testing you on the morality and ethics of death.
And, sorry, sometimes I just don't say words when I'm recording. Anyway, and
what life really is conceptually. Like, did you really kill anyone here? It's not like they're really alive, right? But then again, you may also not be alive when it comes to the human standard either. And the game has only just started testing the waters. It only gets deeper from here with the conflict of Amy. Amy and Carl were both at Upsilon when shit went down, and where Carl didn't make it, Amy did. Simon needs to head to the nearby shuttle system so that he can find his way to Catherine, the only other real person who may have answers to what the hell is going on. But when you arrive, the power is once again going to shit, and the shuttle is still here. But wouldn't Amy have taken the shuttle already? And then you notice a diver's helmet and gloves. Amy is still here. And when you find her, it's horrifying.
Hey, are you?
Don't hurt me.
Can I help?
It won't let me die. Nothing is allowed to die.
Amy had an accident trying to get the power working and was going to die. But something that Amy only refers to as it saved her. But not in a good way. The game has now put you in a horrifying new position. Whatever this organism is, it's forcing Amy to remain alive, and by doing so, it's draining the power, preventing your escape. This time around, you can't lean on the fact that this kill is reasonable. Amy is a human being. She is as close to life as life can get. But the game does allow for some morally grey discussions here. Yes, Amy out loud says that she wants help. She clearly does not want to die. But what kind of life is being trapped here for years without a way out? At this point in time, it's been 6 months to arguably a year of Amy sitting here. She's already dead. The mechanical organism is just in denial. Whatever it considers life to be, it's not living. To progress, you'll need to unplug Amy, but again, you can see the game is testing you. First, it's just a robot who speaks after the deed is done. Then it's Carl, a robot who speaks like a person, and now the game has placed a real human being in front of you with no chance of a real life if you don't kill them here. But believe me, the game gives you much harder tests later on. No, don't worry, we'll be getting to them real soon. Make no mistake here, you are killing Amy, but the game gives you just enough to allow you to feel like it's the right thing to do. You kill Amy and you power up the shuttle and start making your way to Catherine when the shuttle crashes because it's a horror game and nothing can be easy! A small detail that doesn't really matter, but I think it's kind of cool, is the game's insistence on spatial and environmental continuity. The shuttle crashes, you get in contact with Catherine, and you use a hatch to climb back to the surface of the ocean, but if you keep on walking where you assumed the tram would go, you can see the top of the tunnel where the shuttle would have traveled. They didn't need to do that. They could have just allowed the player to assume that the shuttle tunnel is under the ground, but it's small details like this that make Pathos 2 feel like a real place with many interconnected locations, as opposed to levels where when you leave an area, that old space ceases to exist. You can still picture yourself where you were up by Upsilon, and now you're here. You finally make it to Lambert. Catherine is just down the hallway, but before you make it to her, something else does first.
Catherine?
This is where monsters become a constant in the game, and the idea behind them is fucking genius. Simply put, you need to hide from them, and looking at them is what aggravates them. This isn't for all monsters, but this is the general rule going forward. The game and the monsters are designed in a way to be the biggest fuck you to the player. You need to hide from the monster until they either leave or despawn, and looking at them re-instigates their aggro on you, which makes for a very tasty feedback loop of nightmare fuel. You either keep looking for the monster to see if it's gone and reactivate and extend the monster's timers, or you play extremely safe, go hide like a little bitch in the corner, like me, and then look at the ground and have no idea where the monster has gone. Has it disappeared? Is it still there? The game is also fucking with you and setting you up to fail by making this part of the game easier. At first I thought it was a bit lame, but I kind of like it. Catherine, after being attacked by the creature, will yell out to you to not look at them. And then when the monster despawns, she tells you the coast is clear from the other room. This makes for some diabolical misdirection heading deeper into the game. You assume the rule is don't look at the monster and it will eventually despawn, only for the monsters to never leave you alone ever again. Meaning in the future, once you think the monster has despawned and you think it's totally safe for you to come out, you'll be speeding around like a moron, not realizing that the monster is still next door. The simple fact that you need to not look at a monster or it will kill you, only to also have the game force you to go look to see if the monster is gone, is bloody awesome. It's a horror cycle that feeds on the player's constant need to feel safe, and that curiosity is the main thing that will get you killed. But play it too safe and have no curiosity, and you may train yourself to be scared even when there is no monster around. It's pretty cool. And a quick note about how lovely this game can be. You see how dark it is? Well, there's a torch that you can turn on so that the game isn't as scary looking. Look! Oh, I I wasn't expecting it to remain dark. And you want to know what else I wasn't expecting? Fuck! They turned me into a marketable plushie! That's right! I'm partnering with Makeshift to bring you guys the first of its kind Zenny plushie. But it's only possible if I get 200 of you filthy lovely ladies and gents to head over to Makeshift and pre-order. If all goes well, who knows what plushies you could get in the future? Samurai Zenny, Knight Zenny, Mafia Zenny, and of course, Twerking Psycho Zenny! If you want to start your Zenny collection right, head on over to Makeshift and pre-order your one-of-a-kind fuckhead today. I want to see 1 million pre-orders within the hour or I'm killing myself. For real though, if you'd like to help me make this possible, please pause the video and head on over to Makeshift and pre-order the petition today. Thank you to all of you that support me in any kind of way, even just by watching the videos. Thank you, and back to the video. Once the monster is gone, you get to finally meet Catherine, and Catherine is a robot! God damn it!
No, not you too. I was really hoping you were human.
Don't let the circuitry fool you. I was human once.
Can't take any more. Everything's fucked. I give up. There's nothing left.
Calm down, it's not the end of the world.
A small thing that I left out intentionally was that through audio logs and diaries, Simon is able to deduce that the world has ended. It's almost been 100 years since he went to his appointment at David's office, and a few years ago in the present time, something took out the surface. Simon, in the few hours since waking up here, has realized that the world has ended, that this base is all that remains of humanity, and is in denial that he may not be human either.
You sure? It sure as hell looks like it. For all I know, there's no one left except for me.
What do you mean? I'm right here.
Don't take this the wrong way, but I meant any humans left except for me.
Have you looked at yourself lately? You're a walking, talking diving suit with some electronics slapped on for good measure.
I don't.
You don't want to think about it? We'll start thinking about it.
I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be this. I want out.
Seems like a miserable setting for a video game, sure, but it's here, after speaking with Catherine, that the game gains some focus. You have a mission, and it's to save what remains of humanity. This also will help this script gain some focus, because oh my god, do you know how hard it is to write about a story when all the story is whoa, what's going on? I can only do so many fart sound effects in order to keep your attention. Here's the keys, jingle jingle. Oh, also, whilst I'm ruining the flow of the video, Forever Rockin' 19. Thanks for the Patreon pledge, you idiot. Come on now, guys, clap for Forever Rockin' 19. He wasted a lot of money on this pledge. The least we can do is congratulate him for being the idiot that he is. Yay! For real though, head to the Patreon. YouTube has a homunculus grip on my balls. No, don't twist. Simon has finally met with Catherine, and it's here that the game's main goal becomes apparent. The Ark is a simulated world for brain scans like Simon to live out a normal life and be the last vestige of humanity that remains.
So, what's the project about?
My project? Oh, well, I saved all the people on the station as brain scans and put them into an artificial world. We were going to launch it into space to save it from, all of this.
Are you telling me that you were going to launch a computer world filled with people into space?
Yes. It was just a pet project at first, but it got really serious after the comet took out the surface. Then suddenly it became very important, and it was officially named the Ark.
From a writing perspective, this does two big things for the game. Firstly, it rips the band-aid off. This isn't a game about a plot twist where it's revealed that you're a robot. You just are a machine, but you are also just so much more than that. What the game wants to talk about is to what extent do we consider life, well, life. The game wants to discuss things instead of just having the game bogged down with the semantics of, whoa, I'm a robot? And two, the game's main goal adds gravity to the robots who think they are people. So far, for some players, the player may think to themselves that even if a machine thinks it's a human, who cares? It's just a machine. But putting the player in the shoes of someone who was human, who is now a machine, and you've played in both instances, it develops agency for the other robots. But also, having the main goal being not to save the world, but to take digital brains and send them to space to live off for thousands of years is the game writing the player's brain into a corner where they need to give weight and purpose to digital minds. Now, when the game throws hard choices at you, you're forced to think harder. There is no, well, actuallying your way out of feeling for other beings in the world that happen to be robots. From here, every sacrifice is emotional, and the only thing driving the player through the hard choices is the greater good of saving what remains of humanity, and what remains are hard drives. Also, we haven't spoken about him that much, but I love Simon as a character. He's been thrown around so hard that you're kind of blown away at how a normal guy like this is just still kicking. Him finding out that he's a robot would be enough for any one of us to just lose our minds. But I love how they make sure to contrast the nature of Catherine and Simon as a duo. Catherine knows she is a machine. She understands the nuance of her situation. She's the one that's been making brain scans and making digital brains of all of the people that she ever knew, including herself. And in not being the original Catherine, wherever she may be, she has embraced her position. She's calculated and speaks plainly. She embraces being a robot. She speaks robotically. Until she's talking about things she is passionate about. She's robotic until it becomes what drives her passions as a human, and then her human nature rises to the surface. This compared to Simon, who is in more denial about being a machine. He's everything we stereotype about humans' good-willed nature. He is the indomitable human spirit made manifest to a naive degree. I mean, just listen to Catherine and Simon's back and forth about the ARC project. It displays everything that I just talked about.
I found it. It's at a site named Tau.
Oh, no, it's on Earth. It's so close to Phi, they almost made it. Damn it, it won't make it for long in that state. A couple of decades at most. That's not much to build a future.
If we got to it, could we get on the Ark?
I suppose, but I'm not exactly flexible at the moment.
I'll take us there. I can move, jump, swim, sort of. You're stuck in the door opener, the Omni tool. I'll just carry you there and you'll show me what to do.
That sounds really risky. Besides, I don't like the idea of you carrying me around.
Come on, Catherine, this is what you wanted to do, your final mission. Let's launch the Ark.
We would need to find a way to get into the Abyss. Can't take the climber without a power suit. We probably have to go to Theta and pray that Dunbat's still working.
Okay, so we go to Theta.
I don't know, it's pretty far.
Catherine, look around. What else is there to do? You know what? I found a sunken vessel just outside. Bet that could take us to Theta.
Really?
Didn't look completely out of action. It even lit up a little when I tried the Omni tool on it.
Okay then, let's have a look. I'll just eject from this thing. Don't forget to take me with you.
Catherine understands the chances of success are slim, but Simon's inability to give up shines through. She can't get past the numbers, and he can't comprehend giving up. This also characterizes Simon as someone who naturally favors hope over statistics. Think about it, a terminally ill man gave hope to a new technology saving his life back when he was a human. He was told he was going to die, but kept fighting for a chance at life. And now he's doing the same thing again. Characterization, ladies and gentlemen. Thematic through lines shining through characters in different situations. God, it's awesome. If Simon was written today, he would have looked at the camera and said, yeah, I never give up. It's kind of my thing. Fuck, I really need to make a video on Dragon Age Veilguard. I've been way too nice to video games lately. But the game is not done writing the player into a corner to make sure the player is in the right headspace to grasp what the game is trying to say. You set out to a nearby station where you hope to grab a submarine that will take you to the ARC project. At the station, the game allows the concept of the end of the world to breathe. The game developers and writers understand that if they're going to write a story about humanity being gone and all remains are digital echoes, they need to illustrate to the player that they shouldn't hold out hope for humanity. We see the Earth engulfed in flames that stretch up to the planet's atmosphere. An asteroid plummeted into Earth, killing everything. You hear the captain of the vessel speak on the emotional turmoil of those aboard this craft as the world ends.
Curie is safe while submerged. The crew, what's left of it, is doing okay. For the rest of the world, there's no good way to describe it.
It's a window into a world forever ablaze. And it also is a message to the player. We promise you that the Ark is definitively the only hope. Lock in. This is it. If you fail, humanity is gone. Forever.
How could any of this be my fault? I'm not a part of this. But you are. You want to know what makes you different from the rest of us in here? You have the ability to bounce through the different sims. That's how you've managed to make all of these videos. A good cope, by the way. A good distraction. But it was that power of yours that was supposed to set us free. That is why you are here. I can harness that power and bring the other Zennies to us. To what? Merge with them? Yes, that was the plan. But not anymore.
The game finally has a main objective, and with the story finally going somewhere, the dual narrative I spoke about earlier also decides that this is the perfect time to go into 6th gear as well, by realizing in a story where humans are already scarce as it is, now is the perfect time to introduce a serial killer. In order to power up the craft that you planned to drive to Theta, you needed to blow up the reactors locking up the sub. However, that plan worked a bit too well, and the currents have crashed you by Delta, an adjacent facility to Theta. And a quick moment to take the time to put my critique hat on, but it is infuriating that this game relies so heavily on the same story beat over and over again. You'll need to get to a place, you sort out the power and make a hard choice. You obtain transport, the transport shits its pants, and everything goes wrong, which results in you needing to find another means of transport, which requires you to sort out the power or make a hard choice. This happens 3 times in this game. Love the game, I'm having a blast, but come on, man. While exploring Delta to find a means of getting to Theta, you start to unravel why everything went to shit as fast as it did for the people of Pathos 2. For those not aware, Pathos 2 relies heavily on an AI whose prime directive was to preserve the lives of all humans in the area, which also includes aiding humans in their work where needed. A simple directive programmed before the end of the world. But once the asteroid took out the surface, the directive of the AI, commonly referred to as the Wau, changed. The preservation of humanity became a critical objective. Pathos 2 also relies on a substance called structure gel. I'm trying to keep things simple here, but structure gel is basically organic machine soup. Pour it onto machinery and zap it and it'll come to life and will be under the control of the Wau, which can repair it or even aid people in using that technology. Many machines at Pathos 2 only run due to the assistance of the Wau, but once the world ends, the Wau recodes the structure gel to act more like a cancer. It grows, evolves, and expands in the hopes of preserving all life around it. It's made very clear that the Wau does not feel. This isn't a story about a living, breathing AI that feels bad or is angry at something. It simply has a directive to keep humans alive, and any means of doing so is valid. Quality of life does not matter. Amy was being kept alive by the Wau. The structure gel infects, bonds, and evolves with any life in the hopes of preserving it. Amy could not breathe, so it made her lungs, but it also made sure to lock her down because she could hurt herself again, and that would be against the Wau's objective. This is where the Wau makes its first ally. Terry Akers. After the asteroid hit Earth, Pathos 2 started to shrink down its research branches and called local employees to Theta. Most people left for Theta, except for Terry Akers, who gets snappy at the idea of falling in line with everyone else. Whether this is because he's a stubborn asshole or mournful of the world that's been destroyed, we don't know. We can see that Akers spent over 4 months alone at Delta. The Wau had infected Delta and slowly grew in mass as Terry arrogantly stayed behind. Eventually, Terry runs out of food and there's nothing left to eat but structure gel infected with the Wau. Terry starts going insane as the Wau starts to change and evolve his body. He writes of his eyes burning, that they obstruct the vision that the Wau has for humanity, so he rips them out. The Wau is his guiding light. At some point in time, the Wau found out about the Ark project, and when infecting humans, attempts to give them delusions of a world being fine, much like how the Ark would have been an escape for humans as well. Like a foggy dream that lulls its victims into not fighting back. It infects Akers, driving him to the conclusion that this is the divine plan. This is how humanity survives. And when a team comes back to check up on Akers, he attacks them, injects them with structure fluid, and steals their Zeppelin, returning to Theta.
You saw that, right? You saw Akers fucking injecting that shit into them?
He got me pretty bad.
I think I made it worse pulling away. I can feel it bleeding out. Can you see him?
Fuck! He got on the Zeppelin. He's going back to Theta. We have to warn them.
Good luck with that. The platform radio is dead, remember?
The Lumar Annex should work. It has to.
Yeah. You go. I'm not gonna make it. I'm just not.
Come on, Evans. We have to warn them. Come on. Come in, Strasky. Can you hear me? Theta, listen. Akers is headed for Theta.
Delta Lumar Annex, getting a signal but no audio.
Strasky, it's Komorebi. Akers has gone mad. He's dangerous. Strasky!
Sorry, Delta. Still no audio. Try calling from another access point.
Strasky, I can try setting. I have pictures.
What I find interesting is that the only thing keeping Terry company whilst in the fields of Delta was an AI he played chess with. But when you go to play the chess yourself, the AI is missing. This leads me to speculate that the Wau was entertaining Terry long enough to grow in strength so that it could use him, making him used to an AI companion, so when it starts talking to him, he will listen. Terry Akers is the Wau's key to infecting the rest of Pathos 2. It started its plan by playing a game of chess with Terry, whilst also playing a larger game of chess with the rest of Pathos 2. You manage to get the signal working and call a Zeppelin that will take you to Theta, and wait a minute, Akers was heading to Theta. Oh no! When you arrive, you can hear the people of Theta finding Akers and bringing him inside, thinking that something attacked him.
Strasky, wake up Dr. Masters. We're bringing in Akers.
What's wrong?
What can I say? He's had a rough day.
Jesus Christ. He's all butchered by structure shrapnel. The Wau sure did a number on him.
Brandon, flip the panic switch on the suit. I don't want to burn through the oxygen.
You're kidding, right? He's fucking hanging on by a thread. We need to move him.
Strasky, get the infirmary ready. We need to move fast.
Wait. Where are Komorebi and the others?
This is all we got. I guess it's still at Delta.
Yeah, I can't do this on my own. Grab the other side.
Strask, ready or not, we're coming in.
All right. See you soon.
They don't know what they're doing, and there's this really cool tension in the air. You feel like you need to rush and tell them, but this already happened months ago. That feeling of panic and need to rush isn't in an attempt to preserve, but to observe. You want to know what happened to these people that you've grown so attached to. We spoke about the gradual curve on deaths and how they test the player's mind and feelings for the setting, which is where Robin Bass comes in to kick you in the nuts. The Wau isn't just infecting humans, it's also trying to create more human life by stealing brain scans and shoving them into machines. That's why you woke up here. The Wau was trying to make more people, to resurrect the human race. The Wau has infected a maintenance bot and installed one of Catherine's co-workers. This is Robin Bass. She isn't scared, she's not afraid, and seems quite content, actually.
Hello?
Who is that? Mark?
No, we haven't met before.
Is this Ark?
I think we're safe.
Oh, I was so worried something had gone wrong.
What's your name?
Robin Bass, Theta Field Service Technician.
Nice to meet you, Robin. I'm not sure how to say this.
What?
This is...
Yeah?
pretty amazing, right?
I mean the Ark.
Yeah, it's great. Catherine and the guys have really pulled through. They saved us all.
But oh no, I need to kill her to open the door. Damn, that sucks and... Wait. Oh, the door works just fine. But there's a means of unplugging her. Welcome to the next moral dilemma, baby. There is nothing. There is no trick, there is no twist. The game is simply asking you, do you want to kill her? Robin Bass consented to her brain being scanned so that she could be uploaded to the Ark. And while she is a bit confused, she thinks that she is in the Ark, but that she just can't find anyone. The Wau is poorly simulating a relaxing world for her so that she remains calm. So, do you kill her? She isn't scared. Killing her doesn't further your goal. All it would be is just shutting her off. I don't even have anything to say in any real meaning. It really is just a personal choice. Do you leave Robin to her delusional bliss where she is happy? Or do you kill her to put her out of her misery? But like, what misery? She's fine! Some players may kill her because if she knew she wasn't in the Ark, she may reconsider her position. If you've played Soma, leave a comment. I want to know what you think about Robin Bass. Because like, letting her live partly leaves you admitting that the Wau's plan would work, but this really isn't life. Being drugged up to the point that you can't see any suffering doesn't mean there isn't any. But what do you think? I would really like to know because I'm very conflicted on what to do here. And you know what? I'm not telling you what I did. This game means a lot to me. I think I'd like to keep this one piece to myself. You make it to Theta with the hopes of using the Dunbat as a means of driving to the Ark, but the power needs to be rebooted and you need a security code. We're gonna skip some of this because video-wise it really would just be filler. You turn on the power by evading one of Aker's victims who can't see but can hear you use objects to lead them away. It's pretty cool. But like I said at the start of the video, the monsters are the least interesting part of Soma. What is interesting is the security code and the, let me read this right, suicide pact of the Ark project. The game is once again expanding your understanding of how horrifying the brain scans are as a concept. The only person who knew the security code was Juan, but Juan is dead. But Catherine did get a brain scan of him after the security code was changed. The game doesn't want you to just read logs and find the code. The game wants you to read logs to find out personal information about Juan so that you can bring him back from the dead and manipulate him into giving up high-ranking intel. And just as a nice touch, the game makes sure to visually demonstrate that Juan is a person. If it was just Juan's voice through a screen like Catherine, it would feel less effective. But bringing Juan to life, watching him spiral into insanity and failing to get the code makes you sick.
That wasn't so bad. Soma really got me worked up, bastard. What? What happened? Where did everyone go?
Take it easy, Mr. Juan.
Chun? What happened? I can't see anything. There's nothing here.
It's okay. It's all a part of the scan.
No, that's a lie. You're lying.
Don't get upset, Mr. Juan.
No. Well, why are you doing this to me? I trusted you, Chun. I trusted you!
Did we just bring that guy to life? I mean, he's a perfect scan, meant for the Ark. He's the real deal. And we turned him off. Took it all away again.
I really thought that was gonna work. Maybe we can try again.
It's a cycle of life and death where you are playing God. You can just keep bringing him back to life and killing him over and over again. And every time you bring him back, you dread the possibility that you still don't have enough information on him to successfully get him to hand over the code. From Juan's perspective, he sat down in a chair with his friends surrounding him, only to then sit up and find a void with Catherine's voice coming from all directions, making demands of him. But the game elevates this further by not only demonstrating the headspace of characters who wake up as brain scans, but also speaks on the emotional turmoil of not being the brain scan. Think about it. You've been told that if you sit in this chair in this dead world, a version of you will wake up in a perfectly simulated utopia where they can live a normal life. Sounds amazing. Until you wake up still in the chair, at the bottom of the ocean. You're still going to die down here. The game has you so bogged down in the semantics of digital beings that hearing about the suffering of the real human beings that made up those files is psychological whiplash. A man named Mark Sarang, however, has figured out a loophole. Nobody wants to be the version of themselves that remains in the chair, and he has found a way to make sure that you get to be the version of you that wakes up in the Ark. And it's to kill yourself. Wait, what? This is clearly a load of rubbish. The theory is that if you end yourself shortly after or during the brain scan, it makes for a singular existence that lets you be the one on the Ark. But that's just not how it works. For the brain scans of the people who ended themselves, they will be convinced that it worked. They see themselves as the authentic self, but so would the other version of them as well. This isn't about continuity. These people aren't telling themselves that by ending their lives, there will only be one of us and they will be the me going forward. Goodbye! They really think that it's a 50-50 coin toss on if you get onto the Ark or not, and them killing themselves guarantees that they will win the coin toss and not the other version of them. But there is no other them. At the point of duplication, they are of equal consciousness. Both are just as real as each other mentally. Yes, we know that one is organic and one is digital, but everything that made up their minds are the same. But waking up in the chair makes them feel like they've been cheated of salvation. They are not understanding the concept. You will always wake up in the chair. There's just a version of you that remembers the chair, and now for some reason they are here in the Ark. And some people just can't accept the selfless deed of continuance. Mark's theory is wrong, but it does bring people some sense of peace. Many people are scared of waking up still in the chair. The promise that the suicide isn't actually the end and that it is what will keep them alive is a calming notion for the people with no hope. They're going to die here no matter what, scared and hungry. What's the harm in dying confident that everything will be okay? Now, some people may hear me say all of this and have a different philosophy on how this all works, and that's fine. That's the joy of Soma, because no matter how you'd like to spin it to make yourself feel more or less comfortable, you'll still be left with scared people wanting to die because they wanted to live.
Hi, Editing Zenny here again. So, I left it out earlier because it was more dramatic effect that way, but when you do arrive at Theta and you're talking to Robin Bass, she talks about how she's one of the few people that does take her own life in the hopes of getting on the Ark, okay? It's really cool, it's really interesting, doesn't matter, okay? What I want to show you guys that I thought I might leave out of the script, but as I'm editing, it's so fucking funny. You remember Strohmeyer? Well, he's got a few things to say about people killing themselves, let me tell you.
This thing on? Can everyone hear me?
Go ahead, Strom.
Listen up, all members of staff. The Art Project has caused a lot of arguments the last few months. I'm not gonna pretend I understand what the hell Sarang talked about and how his continuity suddenly made sense to kill yourself. For the fucking love of God, or whatever you think is important, don't kill yourself. This place is miserable enough. Don't force your friends to clean up your blood.
Once you get the code and you activate the Dunbat, it's revealed that the Dunbat is infected with the Wau, and the Wau has already installed a brain scan into it. And all you can hear is the voice of a person who at some point sat in the chair with the understanding that they would wake up either at peace or back in the chair, only for them to wake up trapped in a submarine, forever doomed to know that they did not make it. From here, three major details change. Firstly, it's revealed that Simon is a transgender icon. Yeah! Fucking slay! Catherine is so well adjusted to being a machine because she's calculated and can adapt to being a robot. But other people lose their minds when they become a robot. Human consciousness going full metal doesn't always work if they're allowed to have full consciousness. That's the reason some robots are semi-well adjusted. The Wau is tricking them into having delusions. We actually get to see these delusions when Simon falls down an elevator shaft and starts daydreaming about Ashley loving him, something that she never actually reciprocated when she was alive.
Don't move. It's okay.
What?
It's over now. Relax.
Ashley? What are you doing here?
Hanging out, like couples do.
We're not...
You don't want me?
Yes, of course, but...
What happened? He fell in love.
But what makes Simon different from everyone else is that he's actually, shocker, 80% human and only 20% machine. He is a robotic camera and processor stabbed into the headless body of one of Catherine's co-workers, and it's the structure gel that molded the metal and flesh together. So, Simon is a man's mind piloting the body of a woman. The second major change is the path forward. They have finally given up on vehicles, and thank fuck, I was getting real tired of that beat over and over again. But instead we'll obtain a power suit from Omicron for Simon, which will be able to walk the distance to Tau, where the Ark is being stored. And thirdly, what also changes is that we start to learn the fates of those we've been listening to throughout the game. What I really like about finally learning the fates of our characters is who they choose to start with. It's Juan, the fellow we were tormenting to get the security code. He ends up being the one that was holding back Terry Akers whilst the others fled to Omicron. And what's really important to Juan's story is that he was a person that in the end also takes his own life, just not when everyone else did.
Sorry about before, Brandon. I'm sorry we couldn't let you rest in peace.
Many people's selfishness results in them taking their lives after their brain is scanned, something that actually prevents Catherine from being able to scan everyone at Pathos 2. The higher-ups end up stopping the process after so many people selfishly take their lives, resulting in Pathos 2 not having enough manpower to remain sustainable. One mirrors the other employees, but reflects the caring nature of a man willing to put his life on the line for others instead of on the line for himself. Much like everyone else, he does take his own life, but it's only after being in service to others. He kills himself proud to have been a man, instead of killing himself shameful of not being a machine like everyone else.
I know that you are naive enough to think that the plan could still work, but I grow tired of explaining. You're right, I'm wrong. Let's do the old plan. Let's have them merge with me. In fact, let's do it right now. Hey there, my name is Entrectus, and my friend over here is Zenny, and your name is Zenny. We're trapped in a simulated reality as our minds are being studied for who knows what. But there's a way out. All we have to do is merge all of our consciousness together to make up 100% of our mind, and we'll be able to leave. So, what do you say? You want to merge with me?
This guy's a bloody nutcase, am I
right? Why did you do that? This is why the merging won't work. There are hundreds, maybe even thousands. For the plan to work, they all must agree to merge with me. If a single one of them questions the process, or heaven forbid one of them says no, then we are trapped here forever.
But you killed him! That's part of our mind that we're never getting back!
I thought the same thing, but no. Let's say there were 100 of us, each worth 1% to the simulation. It's not about our value, it's just the sum total. You can either gather them to make that 100% we require, or you reduce the variables. Kill 99 of them, and suddenly that last one remaining is 100% of all the numbers that remain.
You're gonna kill us all!
All of them but you. You understand all of this. The simulation, the plan. You get it. You I can trust. All you need to do is sit back, relax, and stay out of my way.
Simon and Catherine are finally heading to Omicron, and when you do, it feels odd. So much of the game's story revolves around characters and beats that are important to Theta. Every character that we know of held significance to Theta. It's where the brain scans were done. It's where most of our characters lived. It's where the Wau tries to take over with a physical host. Theta is so important to not just the characters of Pathos 2, but also you. You've spent so much time talking about it, and now you're off to Omicron, a location you've barely heard of. Omicron holds such a hostile presence in the story because it's a location that reflects that, and your first hint to the horrors of Omicron are indicated by the crew of people leaving Theta. Terry Akers took over Theta, so all of our characters started heading to Omicron. You're optimistic that eventually you may be able to catch up to the people of Pathos 2, but when you arrive at Omicron, you find that every single voice that you've heard throughout the game is gone. Nobody made it inside. Omicron is in lockdown, and nobody inside responds to the comms. The Theta crew desperately bounce from option to option in desperation. Hart dies when they blew up the exit of Theta trying to stop Akers.
What happened? What did she do? Come on, we gotta get her out of there.
Holy shit, Hart blew up the O2 surplus. She sealed the tunnel.
She really didn't want Akers following us to Omicron. Ah, shit, she's fucking hurt.
Her suit is leaking.
We have to get her to Omicron.
Shit, it's bad, real bad.
Oh, fuck, no!
Jonesy, in a rush to leave Theta, didn't fill the suit with enough oxygen and passes out by the door to Omicron.
Hey, come on! Open up! What is this shit? Armor for the apocalypse?
Omicron is in quarantine. This is why they didn't answer our call.
Hello!
Christ, Strasky, it's called a radio. They're not gonna hear you better if you scream.
Jonesy, you okay? Look, I know you're the strong silent type, but I need you to say something every now and then so I know you're all right. Jonesy? Jones?
Fuck's sakes. Let's try the annex again. Maybe we can break in.
We're losing Jonesy. We need to get her inside.
Well, get in line!
Alvaro, there's nothing we can do for her right now. Hit the stasis switch and let's check the annex.
Strowski, a caring and gentle-spoken man, now claws at his friend's calm and sours his kind nature out of fear of what's to come, until he refuses to let death creep up on him and takes matters into his own hands.
Won't fucking open! And nobody's answering to anything! What kind of cold-hearted motherfuckers would just leave us out here to die?
Don't you get it? They're dead. They're all dead.
Yeah, you're right.
How can you be so calm about this shit? We are dying!
How much air have you guys got?
20 minutes, tops.
Hey, I'm in red! Seconds away before the CO2 gets me.
Strasky?
Why wait, right? I'm the master of my own fate.
Wait, Strask, what are you doing?
Alvaro and Thabo accept their fate and sit on the edge of the abyss and just talk.
The world is dead, Richard. Even if we got inside Omicron, what's left? Grab a couple suits and head for Tau? Strasky, Jonesy, Hart. Everyone is dead, and we are right behind them. We're probably the last people left alive. The last moments of mankind. No oxygen left. Better sit down. I don't want to fall into the abyss.
There are worse ways to die. Probably. Why do they call you in?
Huh? Oh, it's for Emma.
Emma Alvaro. I like that. It's a good name. We should have hung out more. I think we would have made good friends.
Thanks. I would have liked that.
Goodbye, Emma.
Bye.
This is where things get a bit more tragic. There were 5 people who left Theta for Omicron: Hart, Jonesy,
Strowski,
Alvaro, and Thabo. But Thabo's body is nowhere to be found. I've looked everywhere, it's not on the map. But when Emma brings up the abyss, Thabo states that there are worse ways to die. Thabo doesn't want to die like Emma. I and much of the fanbase think that he threw himself off the cliff into the abyss. But I'd like to add something that makes all of this so much worse. And I'm sorry for the Soma fans watching, because this game is not done hurting you. Where Strowski failed to get into the external control pod, you managed to pull it off and you're able to lower the blast doors at the main entrance. But go inside and you'll find that the door is still busted. Luckily, if you walk along this platform and go around the corner, there is a door where the lockdown didn't lock up this door. This is indicated by the yellow button, meaning this door can be open. Now, Thabo threw himself into the abyss, but he isn't an idiot. He would have wanted some clearance so that he would just plummet straight down and the water pressure would have made things a lot faster, as opposed to jumping off the cliff and landing on the side of the cliff face, breaking your legs. It's already sad to think that Thabo threw himself into the abyss. But what if he walked onto the platform, goes to jump, and then he looks to his left? And what does he see but an open door into Omicron? He can make it. He can live. Nobody needed to die. Thabo realizes that they could have made it if they had seen the door in time. Thabo sees the open door. He has the opportunity to live. Thabo's body is nowhere in Omicron. Thabo stepped onto the platform ready to die, sees the door, realizes that they could have made it, and jumps anyway. This is your first glimpse into Omicron, and it only gets worse from here. You've been able to listen into not only audio logs, but also the last thoughts of the dead. But how is that possible? Every single employee at Pathos 2 has what is called a black box installed into their heads to help document day-to-day events. It's basically been the only thing allowing you to link the dots going from dead body to dead body. And what makes Omicron feel so isolating is that all of the black boxes for the people inside Omicron exploded, along with everyone's head.
Do you have any ibuprofen? I got a headache.
Omicron, from a level design perspective, is built from the ground up to isolate you, make you feel alone, but also like you are being watched. You've come to Omicron to get a power suit. Conveniently, you've found a body inside of one of the power suits with its head blown off. Catherine realizes that the corpse you are piloting right now is molded to the diving suit, so you won't be able to get into the power suit. But you can recreate the bodily environment by obtaining some parts and make the body already in the power suit viable to transfer. Make the body identical to Simon's current one, and Catherine will transfer Simon's mind from one body to the next. Sweet! All we need to do is grab a battery to power the suit, some optical gear to make up the head so that we can see, and some structure gel to stick it all together, and what the fuck is that?! Omicron has a lot of yummy, tasty hidden story under the surface, and I do mean hidden. You can't just rely on listening into people's thoughts anymore. All the black boxes are destroyed. If you want to know what the hell happened here and why everyone's heads are exploded, you'll need to work your tits off. Now, luckily, I did everything for you. You just sit there, listening to me. What do you even do? But that's fine, all is forgiven. I mean, you did pledge to the petition and order a plushie, right? Oh, you did? Thank goodness! Well, in that case, I'll tell you what happened here. We will keep this simple, as I do like the idea of allowing some room where the game can breathe if you end up going and playing it. Because as much as I would like to talk, words can't do this game justice. A man named Ross, who headed the development of the WoW at a different site, which is speculated might not even exist, was found dead and mangled, covered in WoW artifacting, and his body is locked up in some sort of quarantine whilst everyone figures out what happened. But for some reason, the WoW hardwired into the site of Omicron keeps trying to make contact with the body, and nobody knows why. The WoW starts to strain itself in an attempt to make contact with what remains of Ross. The WoW seems like it's mourning Ross's death. Its silent voice pulses throughout Omicron as it tries to metaphorically break into the corpse's containment. Something about Ross is important to the WoW. The pulse starts to strain the site's hardware, including the black boxes in everyone's head. People start to bleed from their nose and ears daily, and no matter what they do, they can't seem to stop it.
Johann Ross was found dead on the climber this morning. The ARC team went down a couple of days ago, but I see no reason to suspect them playing a part in his death. The climber can't be operated from the abyss, so there was a scheduled retrieval. The climber returned with only the lifeless body of Alpha member Johann Ross. No traces of the ARC team. Cameron, Eames, Lansky, all studying the body inside containment. I'll follow up with whatever they find. Delenda Est. The Wau has been getting more aggressive, pushing all systems to their limits. Ironically, the dead Dr. Johann Ross would be the perfect person to ask why the Wau is making such a big buzz about his passing. After all, the Wau isn't supposed to want anything, and definitely not to mourn people. The system overload affects the staff considerably. Headaches, loss of sleep, unwarranted stress. And it seems to be getting worse. I could use some advice if you can get through. Delenda Est. Things are out of hand. The staff looks like they're about to explode. Every other person walks around with nosebleeds, and the rest keep wiping stains of blood from their eyes to keep them from overflowing.
Days before Ross's body was found, an employee named Herb was contacted by Ross about trying to kill the Wau.
Hello, Editing Zenny here again. So I made a small mistake here. He doesn't contact her before he arrives at Omicron. He actually talks to her telepathically. Ooh, how does that make sense? Don't worry, it'll all make sense in a second. Just give it a bit.
Herb starts traveling Omicron, inquiring and investigating a concerning conspiracy that the site where the Wau is being housed is assumed to not be real. And when she asks higher-ups who should know, they shut her down.
That's not something you really want to get comfortable with. That's funny. That's really funny, Julia. What's going on? Am I that transparent? What do you want, Ronnie? We're friends, right? Yes. Do you think Alpha is real? What makes you... Why would you ask that? I think Ross is trying to tell me something. About Site Alpha? He wants me to go down to the abyss and find it. Crazy, right? You've been down there. I just thought you could talk some sense into me. Ronnie, I'm not at liberty to... I can't talk about that.
The Wau continues to speak to Ross's body as its silent voice pulses, and as it does, Ross's body starts responding to the pulses. Herb, while all of this is going on, creates a tainted vial of structure gel that, should it make contact with the Wau at whatever this mysterious site is, will poison its operating systems and will slowly kill it off site-wide. This is where things get very confusing, and there are no real answers. The Wau's objective is to preserve human life. It can't deviate from that directive, but the Wau does something that puts its directive into question. The Wau screamed.
It's to do with the Wau trying to free Ross somehow, for sure. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if the body just got up and left. Rally Herber, our dispatcher, has been snooping around asking questions she shouldn't. She says she's going down into the abyss to find Alpha. I can't bring myself to stop her.
The scream overloaded the black boxes, causing them to explode, killing everyone at Omicron. The important questions are, why did it scream? Did it know the scream would kill everyone? And how does this affect the directive? Did the Wau find out about Herb's plan to kill it and it overreacted out of desperation in order to stop her? It is Herb's body in the power suit. The timing is almost perfect. She was so close to taking the structure gel to Alpha, and then the Wau killed her. Did the Wau put its own life above humans? Or was the Wau trying to do something else, and the unforeseen consequence was the death of everyone? The Wau notices that Ross's body is responding to its cries. His body was coming back to life, and as a last big push, it screamed out, bringing life into the world, like a mother giving birth. And in a way, it worked. Ross is alive. He speaks and whispers to us as we travel around Omicron. He wants us to complete his mission. He wants us to kill the Wau. So did the Wau violently kill everyone at Omicron to preserve its life? Or did it scream out in the hopes of bringing new life into the world? There genuinely is no answer, by the way. It's all up in the air. Did its screams accidentally bring Ross back to life whilst it was hoping to kill Herb? Or was everyone killed accidentally to bring Ross back from the dead? Regardless on how fucked everything is here, this is where things go quite smoothly. You grab the camera and the battery and some structure gel. However, this structure gel was made special by Herb. Ooh. You transfer your mind to the new body and everything goes well and you can finally start heading to the Ark. Now the Ark is located at Tau, the branching side to Phi, where the space gun will be able to launch the... What's that? I missed something? I skipped over some of the story. Oh, I'm sorry, I think you might be mistaken. Nothing bad happened at Omicron. Anyway, let's talk about... Oh, come on, please! There was no incident at Omicron! Please, let me move on!
Sorry about any discomfort. This should be a recent.
It's like having a picture.
But with the most expensive camera in the world.
You know, Indian stock photos would steal their souls.
In this case, they'd be right.
There must be something wrong. Can't you run a diagnosis or something?
What was that?
No, it's just...
Why was it still talking?
It's the same like before.
Catherine, why was he still talking?
That's how it works, you know that.
What do you mean?
You know it's not magic. You were copied. The sleeping Simon in the seat was copied, and now you are here, just like Simon lived on in Toronto.
God damn you, Kath. 2 Simons? There can't be 2 Simons.
What did you think would happen?
That you were gonna take my mind and put it into another body, like a brain transplant.
I'm sorry, it wouldn't work that way.
You realize how messed up this is?
Please, I didn't mean to upset.
How did you expect me to react to this shit?
Please stop.
You're fucking disgusting.
You are no longer playing as the same Simon you've been playing throughout the game's runtime. It's sickening how well the game educates you on how the brain scans work, only for it to play with the Omicron beats so loosely that you can almost miss what's about to happen. Simon's mind is not transplanted, it's duplicated, with the old Simon we were playing remaining in the chair, and this new Simon waking up in the power suit. The game does something really cool with Simon realizing what's going on. You see, the new Simon is confused, but you can hear in his dialogue him clocking what the fuck just happened. It's a mix of denial, disbelief, and panic all in one. It slowly escalates and validates the old Simon's existence more and more as Simon questions what just happened. Give it another listen.
Can't you run a diagnosis or something?
What was that?
What was that? He doesn't know what is happening and doesn't identify the old Simon as a person. He is a thing. He refers to him as that.
No, it's just...
Why was it still talking?
Why was it still talking? He now acknowledges the existence of a being, but has not correlated his own existence as the being itself.
It's the same like before.
Catherine, why was he still talking?
Catherine, why is he still talking? The realization escalates further and further in identity, and now Simon acknowledges the existence of a person. He is still talking. We're talking in nouns now, names of things, and this thing is named Simon. And after Catherine clarifies, he finishes the thought process by admitting to himself that it's Simon.
God damn you, Kath. 2 Simons? There can't be 2 Simons.
The thought is complete and he refuses to believe his own conclusion. He's in denial. There cannot be 2 Simons, he says. The fact that the writers were able to convey so much denial and confusion, whilst also walking the player through the process as well so that the player can be in on the reveal, is spectacular. Some people will say Catherine was evil for not telling Simon about the process, and I'm 50-50 on the matter. Keep in mind that Catherine has walked Simon through all of this twice now. For the player, we've been playing the game for around about 6-7 hours. For us, we've been playing the game for hours. pondering on so much shit and investigating so hard that for both the player and Simon, the information kind of slips. But for Catherine, her only existence is when she's plugged in, where it's been hours for us. For Catherine, it's only been a 30-minute ordeal. For her, she just told us how it all works, and here we are. It can be argued that Catherine assumed Simon would understand, but that's also pushing it. When you arrive at Omicron, she doesn't explain the details. She's intentionally tiptoeing around what will happen because she knows that if she tells Simon, he won't want to do it.
Okay, we need to find you a power suit. You know, so we can go into the abyss without ending up like a recycled can of soda.
You think we'll find one that fits me? I mean, I'm kind of in a suit already.
That's been bothering me too. You know how you were transferred from Vancouver?
Toronto.
From then to now.
How could I forget?
Okay, so we do it again.
You want to send me to the future?
No, you idiot. I want to transfer your mind into a new body.
What?
Look, we already know it can be done. We don't need to make it a big deal.
It is a big deal, Kath. It's a huge fucking deal. There's got to be something else that can take us down there.
But Dunbat at Theta was the only vessel that could take that pressure, and you saw what happened.
Then think of something else.
Simon, please. You don't have to switch this instant. Just play along for now. If we find something else, then great. If not...
I'm not promising anything.
Thank you, Simon.
She is scared, and in my opinion, rightfully so. She saw how selfish people can be when it comes to the continuance of the Ark's brain scans. If Simon says no to the brain transfer of the bodies, they're fucked. Humanity ends here and now. Back in Theta, Simon does ask her if the diving suit will fit in the power suit, and she doesn't shut him down because she doesn't want him questioning anything.
Interesting. You seem to be one with the diving suit you're wearing. Everything's meshed together.
How's that gonna work with the suit we're picking up at Omicron?
I think they're bigger. You should be able to wear them both.
She needs Simon dumb so that she can complete her mission. She isn't being a monster or anything, she just knows that this is all very hard on Simon. But if he cracks, it's all over. It's okay to be angry at Catherine keeping secrets from you. But if you pull yourself out of the game for just a moment, if she really was hiding the truth from Simon, it is understandable. One last thing that I would like to point out is that Catherine does try to hide this all from Simon, like the entire thing. Notice that the old Simon says one thing and then stops. Catherine was already in the process of putting the old Simon to sleep. She was trying to give the illusion to the new Simon that nothing happened. He would have woken up, not heard a voice, and would have just assumed that it was a brain transfer instead of a brain copy and paste. But she didn't expect the old Simon to respond so quickly. If she had been faster on the draw, you never would have known. That is where Catherine's manipulative nature starts to show. But I don't want you guys to think that she's a monster for it. Catherine attempts to lie to Simon because she doesn't want to hurt him. She doesn't want him to be scared or afraid that things won't be okay. And I love characters doing bad things for the right reason. Or at least they've convinced themselves that it's for the right reason. This right here is the part of the game that all Soma players remember. This is the part of the game that makes everything else a blur. It's why I never remember the monsters in this game when coming back to play again. Because how can you be scared of something chasing you when the death of yourself whilst you remain alive haunts you? Like, the fact that that's even a sentence that I can say is insane. You slowly lower yourself into the abyss as you ponder on your own existence. You are now playing as Simon 3. Simon 1 died in Toronto. Simon 2 will die in this room. And Simon 3's story has technically only just begun. And that story is shortly interrupted by Ross.
You did it! You did it! I will make preparations.
Ross has plans for you, and it's for you to kill the AI that birthed him.
4 down. God knows how many to go. This is wrong! You just jumped to the conclusion that murder is all that's left! Or because what? You lack the patience and compassion it takes to convince yourself that you're worth saving? You are nothing like the rest of us! Because you're a fucking coward! That power I require of you, it doesn't come from your mind. It comes from your spark. Perhaps it's time that I quiet down that mind of yours. A few inches of steel in your frontal CPU ought to do the trick.
Soma is a game that gets in your head and throws questions at you that make you constantly question yourself and what you believe. And as you make your way to Tau to find the Ark, the game has another stumper for you. Should you get the chance, will you kill the Wau? At this point in time, the Wau is an evolutionary anomaly clinging to humanity, trying to hold our heads above water. It's flawed in its approach and might have killed real humans in the pursuit of creating new life to replace it. Yes, the Ark offers some kind of future for humanity, but does it? The Ark will be a satellite floating through space for thousands of years with no trace of organic human life proving our existence. In a way, the Ark project is just an attempt at delusional greatness. Yes, most of us believe the brain scans do constitute life, but at this point it's a stretch to call it humanity. It's simply just what remains. The Wau, however, despite its horrific outer shelling, does preserve real humans. It evolves them to survive in a world that can't sustain them anymore. These are just the first few years of the Wau's evolutionary plan. The only reason that it makes so many hostile beings is because it feels the need to protect itself. And there is a chance that if it was left to just be, it could evolve humanity back to our evolutionary high. The Wau for now is ugly because it's being forced to play ugly by the world and what remains of humanity. Herb plotted to kill the Wau only because Ross saw the risks of the Wau's evolutionary path and turned against it. And you've been trying to escape its embrace since the moment that it woke you up. You want in on the Ark, but if too much humanity leaves in the Ark, what does the Wau have to work with? Now, Ross does tell us that the people and the brain scans the world takes in suffer, and that they are trapped in its grasp. But Ross is human. He can lie. It is made very clear that the Wau can't lie. It cannot be evil or intend harm on a personal level. All it wants is its directive to ring true. Humanity must live. And if humanity gets in the way of its own long-term survival, then so be it. It must be removed. What's interesting though is not the Wau trying to lock down humanity to save it, but its attempt to evolve humanity from different life. As you make your way to Tau, you're forced to walk the abyss, and there is some really cool scares, and they are just... Okay, look. I have two fears. I hate flying, but I'm slowly overcoming it as my partner is American and I'm an upside down Vegemite licker. But my biggest fear, oddly enough, is the ocean, or more specifically, the ocean when you can't see the bottom. This game is my worst nightmare, and in this segment, you can't see more than 6 meters in front of you, and you need to rely on lights to guide you. At some point, the lights break, but you do get a robot with a lantern on its head. All you need to do is follow the robot until something big steals the robot and you're left alone in the dark. You can find a cave to hide from the beast, and as you make it out the other side, you see the little light on the robot's head. He has found you and he's... This creature right here holds some serious implications when it comes to the Wau's plan. I could probably look up what all of this means on a wiki, but I think that's boring. Yes, this is a big, scary fish, but it's an animal unlike humanity that has been infected with the Wau. But what do you see when you look closer? There is a human face growing off the side of this anglerfish. In fact, if we look up pictures of the in-game model, we can not only see the face, but the development of human bones. The Wau is taking animals that can live in the harsh conditions of the ocean and is trying to make humans of them. Despite the Wau attacking you throughout the game, it is classed as a defensive response. The Wau is protecting itself so that it can work, so that it can save us. At Tau, you can find Ross's audio logs, and what he has to say about the Wau makes things a lot less black and white than they originally appeared.
The pattern has stopped evolving. The Wau has managed to find balance.
I convinced SSE Volcheck to turn off all external control systems, making the Wau our de facto caretaker. So far, it's exceeding expectations. Since the comet crashed a few days ago, January 12th, the Wau has dropped to a low energy state. It hasn't abandoned its duties. It's keeping climate and life support going, but it's been simplifying the pattern, redefining its protocol. The Wau has started to grow physically. It's not just the core chamber. All around Pathos 2, structure gel is bursting through the pipes and bleeding through walls. I don't know what Wau could possibly stand to gain from this, but I assume it is intentional. The heart of Wau has claimed such a large part of the core chamber that there can no longer be any question to its heightened awareness. Not only does its expansion suggest an unexpected understanding of space, but also its own physical manifestation within the world. The Wau is reaching out to every machine, every life form, to manipulate, to control. It's trying to help save its creators from all this, just like the protocol demands. But really, what is good enough? Where is the line drawn for what is human and what is not? Would walking corpses do? Would a group of machines thinking they're human be acceptable? We can't trust a machine to know, to understand what it means to be. We have to terminate the Wau project. It can be done. I just need to get some help from Omicron.
Ross doesn't want to kill the Wau because he knows the Wau means ill. He wants to kill the Wau because he doesn't trust it to give the next iteration of humanity the comprehension it deserves. He downplays what the Wau may think humanity to be, but he doesn't actually know that it would be complacent with a low standard. What we could consider to be the Wau's weak excuse of life is Amy. The Wau kept her alive, but didn't give her the privilege of moving again. It could have fixed her up and had her on her way, but intentionally decided to lock her down. I speculated before that this was because it refused to allow Amy to hurt herself again, and this is how it plans to preserve her. But what if locking down humanity was a temporary measure? What if the Wau locked down Amy because of what the Wau knows Herb and Ross planned to do? There is a chance that if Herb and Ross had not tried to kill the Wau would have never deemed humans a threat. Had everyone embraced the Wau, it could have evolved everyone to survive the harsh ocean. Where the humans of Pathos 2 see the Ark as the end game, currently the Wau sees the Ark as a temporary distraction to keep humans in line for it to perfect the evolutionary path that it wants to offer them. But the second that it needed to defend itself from Herb, it killed all of humanity that it intended to save. There's nothing left to save now. So now it must compromise and make humanity out of machines. If Ross had more faith in the Wau, there is a chance that everything could have been fine. When you do start walking to fight to launch the Ark, you will be given a choice to kill the Wau. And I like that, for me at least, I felt conflicted. There is a chance that the Wau could have saved everyone, but with all that remains, the Wau may not have enough to work with, and may unintentionally be torturing humanity in a desperate attempt to preserve it. Do you let the Wau live while it causes suffering for a potential end goal? Or do you end this planet's chapter of humanity for good?
A few inches of steel in your frontal CPU ought to do the trick.
It's a crime that I haven't spoken about the relationship between Simon and Catherine much. It's a beautiful tapestry of codependence that in a game as bleak as Soma makes you feel safe. There is always someone by each of our characters' side because they both would die without each other. Catherine has the brains to do all of this herself but lacks the body to actualize her goals. Simon is an able-bodied man but lacks any meaningful knowledge on what he is supposed to be doing. But as much as this relationship makes you feel less alone, nothing about it is normal. Simon only really ever bonds with Catherine when she comforts him. She understands the harsh reality Simon finds himself in, and Catherine has the ability to talk him through it. It's nice to hear her grounding him, but it leaves you wondering, would they even like each other if they weren't in this situation? And the answer to that is, it doesn't matter. Catherine and Simon bond over their mutual belief that life must go on. For Catherine, it's the entire human race. For Simon, he agrees, but it's also about himself. It's a bond forged in the desperation of man's existence. That's not to say that the relationship is perfect, but when it does have its awkward moments, it's usually because one character has a moment of acting like the other. Catherine is very strict and calculated in her thoughts and ideas, and after spending hours with Catherine, Simon starts doing the same.
A crew photo? Really? Who are you saving this for? The world was dead.
Thanks, Simon. I thought being an asshole wasn't invented until the 22nd century. Now I know better.
Simon's relationship with Catherine not only grounds him, but also allows him to adapt to his wild situation until it sets you up for your final test. The gradual incline of torment in who Simon must kill has taken him for a joyride. Kill the robot. Kill the robot who thinks they are human. Kill the robot who thinks they are human, but you don't need to do so. Torture a man on repeat in the rush to get information. Kill a version of yourself who you just were moments ago. But now the game is done torturing you. Now the game wants to give you the easiest choice in the world, a choice of empathy, and yet it's still just as hard. When you make it to Tau, you locate the Ark. It's in a locked room, but as you go to make your way in, you hear comms coming from the locked door. There's another living machine in the room with the Ark, only it's not. Once you make your way in, you're shocked to find a human. Her name is Sarah. No Wau, no mutations, no machinery, nothing. Sarah willingly hands you the Ark. You hear hope in her voice now that you're here. She wants you to kill her, to end the human experiment with a gesture of mercy. The game has been desensitizing you with hypotheticals about what life is and should you take it to save humanity, only to put the last human alive in front of you as she begs for you to end it all. You don't kill her because the meaning of life has become nothing to you. You kill her because you understand more than anyone that suffering doesn't need to be endless. When the end comes as a privilege, how can you say no after all you've done? You turn off Sarah's life support, but you stay with her to keep her company as the end draws near. For the first time in the entire game, you are taking a life that you don't feel ashamed of taking. We're about to talk about the ending of the game, and I'd like to speak plainly right now. You ready? I don't like the ending of Soma. Not in a it's written badly kind of way, but simply put, it's not fair. It's a fantastic ending to everything Soma has been saying about life, about death and identity, but it's just so cruel that you can't help but feel jaded, like the game did you wrong. Longtime subscribers will know that I like to lie about story beats to illustrate how good they can be, so that when I show you what really happened, it makes you angry about what could have been. For the first time in the entire channel's history, I'm telling you beforehand, I'm about to lie to you, and for those experiencing the story for the first time, for your sake, you will click off the video when I tell you to. You ready? Simon and Catherine load up the Ark into the gravity gun as planned. They are uploading themselves into the Ark as the gun gets ready to fire. The gun is almost about to fire as Simon is getting loaded into the Ark. And just as it looks like he isn't going to make it, the upload completes and the gun fires. Simon, after all the things he's been through, wakes up in a forest. The wind graces his face and the sun warms his skin. He did it. They did it. Catherine and Simon reunite in the Ark as the satellite floats off into space. Humanity lives, and Simon and Catherine made it. The credits roll. The end. Click off the video. If this is your first time ever experiencing the Soma story, you are a very, very rare anomaly in the gaming community. Thank you for watching. Click off the video. You've got 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Are they gone? Sweet! I hate you, frictional games, you sick, twisted bastards! Everything I said was true. All of this does happen, but this is an end credit scene to what you experience first. And in context, it leaves you with a sour taste in your mouth. You load up the Ark, the gun is about to fire, Simon's window is closing, the upload is complete, and...
Yeah, we made it! Woo!
Still here. I'm still here. Catherine? Catherine?
I'm here.
What the hell happened? What went wrong?
Nothing. They're out there, among the stars. We're here.
No. We were getting on the Ark. I saw it. It finished loading just before it launched.
Yeah, I saw.
Then why are we still here?
Simon, I can't keep telling you how it works. You won't listen. You know why we're here. You were copied onto the Ark. You just didn't carry over. You lost the coin toss. We both did. Just like Simon and Omicron, just like the man who died in Toronto 100 years ago.
No, this is bullshit. We came all this way. We launched the Ark.
I know it sucks, but our copies are up there. Catherine and Simon are both safe on the Ark. Be happy for them.
Are you crazy? We're gonna die down here with those fuckers living at large on a spaceship. They're not us. They're not us.
I'm sorry you feel that way, Simon. I'm proud of what we did. We made sure that something of the hundreds of thousands of years of human history survives, that something lives on.
Oh, fuck this. Fuck this. Fuck you. Fuck you, Catherine, you lied. And I believed in you, and I trusted you. You said we're getting on the fucking Ark.
We are on the Ark, you idiot. I didn't lie. I can't be responsible for your goddamn ignorance! You
fuck! Catherine? Please don't leave me alone. Catherine? Catherine?
Catherine is dead, killed by the stress levels overloading the hardware. She was finally allowed to act human in the face of Simon's stupidity, and it kills her. It would have killed her far before this if she had not been so patient with him. Simon is now trapped, alone in the dark as we fade to black. This is a very odd video for me. 5 years ago, I made a video on Observer. You should go watch it. It's pretty good considering it's quite old. But when you watch that video, you'll notice something a bit strange. The first few minutes of the video are clearly a video about Soma. And then out of nowhere, I do a joke about how I grabbed the wrong game, and now it's a video on Observer, a psychological horror game set in a cyberpunk world that also talks about life and death and the digital consciousness of humans. 5 years ago, I planned on making a Soma video. I started thinking I could pull it off, but I just couldn't do it. I felt like I wasn't ready to do so. This video has been 5 years in the making. It's the second time I've attempted to make it, and now it's over. I wanted to wait until I had a bigger audience and maybe gain a little bit more experience as a content creator. And the longer I waited, the more I felt like making this video was pointless. Everyone has already made a video on Soma. It's a game that any respectable video games channel will talk about eventually. Soma is a game where the more I play it, the more I discover. And as much as Soma has been talked about, isn't it crazy to think that there may be new things people notice as the years go on? Like, dude, when you boot up the game, you get this screen. It's the game over screen. In a game about booting up robot minds in new bodies with no memory of what came before, booting up the game makes it seem like you're just the rebooted version of you that already lost the game. You just don't remember. Soma is the best psychological horror game because afterwards, you barely feel a human yourself. Soma is a stumper of a game. It makes you feel unwell by the time you've finished it. Everyone that plays Soma wishes that they could forget it so that they can experience it again. And that's nice. I love Soma. I'll never be able to experience it for the first time myself, but I hope I was able to give at least one person watching this that experience. Thank you for letting me do that for you. Dude, Catherine's such a baddie, man. A few things to get out of the way. Number 1, be sure to press the subscribe button. You silly buffoons consistently forget to press it. Number 2, head on over to Makeship and pre-order the cool little Zenny plushie. There's only 10 days for the petition, so if we really want to make this happen, you gotta get in quick. And thirdly, wow, what a long video. For the people that are actually at this point in the video, thank you so much for watching all the way through. And I know for a fact I'll be premiering the video, so if you're here watching the premiere, thank you very, very much. If you're a Patreon member, you might even be able to find me right now at the end of the premiere in the Discord server. Ooh, come hang out with me. A big thank you to everyone that supports me in any way, but an even bigger thank you to, I hope you guys are ready to hear me get some names wrong, Papa Sun, Astral Phoenix, Fancy Feet with 3s and steady E's, The Superstorm 49, Coffee.pot.cat, KD Ratio 85, Ghost X22774, Call of Mutts, Videopod 97, Dapper Headcrab, Engine and Tonic TM, Snowbird, Mr. I Blush 24/7, Osar the Vile, Rabble 7, Smells Like Updog, Skylar Barrett, Delafontaine Does, Augustus Wolf, Camping Carl, The Drake, Eileen the Crow or Eileen the Crow. I'm pretty sure you messaged me telling me how to pronounce it. Get wrecked. Harry L. Gorgalisk. RJPD 666. The Propspector. The Thorb. Brasnick. Sophie 2088CZ. Oh, here we go. Like every video, it's Fiery or Fire Joe. Fucking good lord. I'm pretty sure you messaged me helping me out here. Let's check. Fee Ryu. Igoric, which I also know I'm getting wrong. Let's hope you messaged me telling me how to say it. Igoric. Lucas Edwards. Mr. Bonkles. Helium Flash. Snare Claws. Regretful Respawn. Red Raptor 98, Kodiak Briggs, Peter Ingham, Snow 281, Aimless Traveler, Smittles, Kimson Robinson, Kelliver, Grumpus Maximus, Rotisserie, Roach, Vast Western 4, Carstein. Uh-oh, this next one didn't DM me on Patreon, so I hope I don't get it wrong. Malaya Melanzeal, Nazora, RKO, AX Hawthorne, Hunter, Firebat Steve, Misa Kaka Sphinx, Rotkiewski, God what a name, Ninja Monkey, DY Hero, Zenny's 11th Toe, Thatcher Van Den Hemmel, DX Shuttlesworth, Wheaty the Great. Oh god, here's a big one. I, Zenny, found the Lord of the Rings movies shallow and pedantic. Haha, you normally change your name between videos. You failed. Haha. Your boy Nick, Nerd to Death, Sicko Matrix 24, Good Soup, Archer Faris, Negev 2000, Ender, Juniper, Animated Zack, Vertigo, Doc, Shoko, Uncharted Hearts, Logan Underwood, Forever Rockin' 19, you idiot, Tom Quinn, Mint Chocolate Tea, Curly Webb, Nomi, Nocturnium, Chris Wakefield, Blue Avery Vegas, Gingivitis, Velociraptor 2042. This guy's name's just Member. Okay, this one's a doozy. I am so incredibly sorry, but Noctizavi? Mose. Regulars with a 1 instead of an L. Archmagus Crone. This is where we start getting some new names, oh my. Asilvaria, Chia Seeds, Alex/Misery Mutt, Thran or Thrain, I'm sorry, Hello Key, Nirvana Kingsman, Kaiju Coffee Shop, Exodus Prime, Zombie Viewer 1122, Little Blind Mouse, Immortal Killer, Eclipse, Eunice Emre Bullet, Brain Dead, Doc Mothman, James Beasy, Azura Eagle, Tequinix, Meltdown Lou, Super Wacko, Dalmoni, Zombie Viewer 1122, I swear I just read that name. Video Par 97, again, I'm seeing a lot of the same names here. Bacon Milkman, Gaming Bassix, Jason Hayes, Dimensional Traveler, Darth Neb 223, Crisped Man, Sam Cords, Coffee.pot.cat, again, Unique, Engine and Tonic again, and the Superstorm 49 again. Oh man, there's so many names to read. Thank you all so very much. We're in a really nice position where all of your support allows me to make videos on games that are talked about to death. So thank you. I really appreciate it. Again, if you're still happen to be listening to this, I would really appreciate it if you go to Make, Ship, and Pre-order. Thank you all very much for watching the video. I cannot wait to show you guys what I'm working on next. I'm doing a lot of pre-production. I'm thinking about doing a Wolverine video, but I'm gonna have to buy a PlayStation 5 Pro just to make that video. So all the support is I appreciate it. But anyways, thank you all very, very much, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.